Okay, so hi, my vibes. That's what I'm gonna call y'all. Y'all my vibes because my name is Marbiesvibe.
Hop in the whip, take off, roll up a split, let's sit and talk.
So, and I feel like everybody has their own vibe. So today, I'm really going to talk about being a single parent and like what we go through daily or what I go through, because I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm not speaking on everybody else's situation. I'm really just talking about my situation. So for one, I have a 11-month-old baby. Okay, and he is my world. I love him so much. We've been through a lot together already, and he only been here for 11 months. That's my little stank. That's my twin. I mean, everybody that's watching this will probably disagree because you know me for real. You know what my son look like, and you know what his dad look like. So I'm gonna be 100% real with you and 100% honest. Whew. This might hurt your feelings, might hurt everybody's feelings. Y'all might say I'm talking bad about people, and I'm not. I'm just being honest and I'm saying my perspective. So I had a baby. Yep, it's clear. And I'm not gonna go into details about my relationship. I'm not gonna go into details about my personal life. I'm just going to talk about how being a single parent does affect my dreams and my goals, and how I will come up with a solution to follow my dreams and make them come true while balancing my child. So I'm currently struggling financially. I don't have an income. I have a job. I work with myself. I work on myself to provide a healthy, stable relationship with myself for my son. I do have hidden talents. I do intuitive readings. I am very intuitive. So don't be sending no negative energy, none of that, because I be feeling it and y'all can have it back because I don't want it. I do personal readings, and I will be creating a website for that shortly. I am also a tattoo artist. Well, aspiring tattoo artist, because I do tattoos, but I'm working on them, still learning, still doing things, you know what I'm saying? And I do hair, but I took a break from majority of those things because I am a stay-at-home mom and I don't really get too much time to myself, and I don't really get to do the things that I really love to do because I have to take care of my child. And I feel like anybody who's a mom would feel like I'm just making excuses, but I was really battling with postpartum depression for the first couple months of my child, and nobody really knew unless you knew me personally and you were close to me. And even then, nobody really knew because I am a pro at hiding my true feelings. I will look at you and be broke down inside and smile, and you will think that that is the most beautiful smile that you ever seen. And you will believe that it's okay, you know what I'm saying? So I was going through a lot for the first couple months. I felt very overwhelmed, and while I was going through those things, I heard a lot of people talking about me, and I heard a lot of things coming back to me, and it kind of made me believe in it. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, she let her goals she let her dreams die. I'm disappointed in her. Like, I also do music, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't made any music. I haven't took time to really create anything. I just been kind of to myself, trying to figure things out slowly, because like I said, I don't really have a lot of time to myself to really do the things that I love to do, because I am a full-time mom. And being a full-time mom is kind of like sacrificing certain things. And at first I would have said I could never imagine this, but it's happening. So we're gonna stay in the present moment, and we're gonna just rock with it and go with the flow. I've been going on this journey. It's like a healing journey for myself, and that's what my intuitive readings are for. Like, it technically guides you into your purpose and like healing yourself. And the first way to guide yourself into your purpose is like with acceptance and really seeing things for what it really is, and tapping in and really figuring yourself out first. And one of my biggest pet peeves of being a single mom is your child is first. That sentence right there, or that phrase right there, really gets under my skin, to a point where if I don't put myself first, how can I take care of my child? If I don't unlearn all the things that I was taught, how do I teach my child? How do I do that if all the things I know are toxic and I don't think it's toxic? I don't know. So that was a question that I had to answer myself. So I know the answer to it, but at first I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do, because I'm listening to everybody around me, but I'm not listening to myself. So that's really when I started to really just sit and think and really try to figure things out. And I was like, okay, well, maybe everybody's been going about life wrong and thinking that every little thing has to be about your child and not yourself. And so I started to put my child after me. And people would say, oh, well, that's bad parenting, that's this, that's that. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a breastfeeding mom. So I nurse my child every day about 6 times a day. And I feed my child regular food. So I have to bathe my child, feed my child, clean my child, play with my child, do everything to keep my child's mental health intact. I have to show affection and love and all these things as a person, as a woman, as a mother, I have to do for my child. So if I don't do it to myself, how will I do that for him? You know what I'm saying? And that was really when people say certain things to me, that's really what I say. Like, if I can't do all these things for myself, how do you expect me to do it for my baby? Oh, well, you just do it. You just this and you just that, and it just happens. And then I look, and I don't judge nobody, but I just choose a different path for me and my child. It may seem backwards, it may seem weird, but I didn't come into this life, I wasn't born into this world to be a perfect image for anybody. I was born into this world to find my purpose and to create the life that I want, not what anybody else has set for me. So on this journey, I also realized that it's really, really hard to balance the things that I want to do, need to do, and take care of my son at the same time. Like, when I was with my mom, she would take my son for certain amounts of time and help me, you know what I'm saying? And now that I'm by myself, it's like I have my cousins, but they have their own life. So I can't just say, here, can you watch my son for me? Because this is not their son. And without a partner God created us to be paired. A child is raised by a village. And I say a village because most people don't have a village. They only have their self. and people who choose to do for their children. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a boundary thing with that too. So it's like other people have lives, so you can't put your child's life into their life without it affecting it. You know what I'm saying? Like when we lay down as man and woman and we create a child, we're supposed to take the responsibility together. And I don't think a lot of people see it that way. They say, oh, well, you're supposed to be a mom, you're supposed to cook, you're supposed to clean, you're supposed to do everything, and I just handle the finances. Okay, so in between time, when do I have time for me? If I'm cooking and I'm cleaning and I'm taking care of my child, how do I have time to take care of me? That was like the traditional thought process that I had to release, because in my mind growing up, I always wanted, oh yeah, I want to be this happy wife with a kid and be married and all this stuff and stay at home and cook and clean and da 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 da. And then, like, I don't know, maybe I fell and bumped my head, and then I woke up and I came to realization that if I want to be that person, I would have to release all my dreams, and I would have to be someone I don't want to be, because I have aspirations, I have dreams, I have goals. And the hardest part of that is having a child, because now all my dreams and all my goals, what society would say, are now out of the picture. But that's not true. It's just, you have to be very strong, and you have to really set a vision and set goals that are not fake, like more realistic for you, that and it may take a little longer because you have a child, which is going to take me a lot longer for the things that I have planned for my future. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna give up. And not to mention, it's really hard because things happen unexpectedly. Like anything can happen tomorrow and you wouldn't know how to deal with it. But you have to still get up and get on your 2 feet and get up and do what you need to do. And no matter what, you still have to be this human, and you have to allow yourself to feel, heal, and move forward. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't allow themselves to do that. They feel overwhelmed, exhausted, and they just want to give up then and there. And so they move with like this numbness and this pain throughout the rest of their life, and they expect things to change, and it doesn't. It stays the same because you're numb and you're not healing and you're not forgiving and you're just moving. And like, I learned one thing from a toxic person is to always move out of love, no matter what. Like, no matter what your situation is, because that's what's going to bring you to where you want to be. That love, that light, that laughter, that movement right there is going to create a huge transformation in my life. So I know it could create that for anybody else. I could say that I became so good at multitasking. Like, I can put my son on me and I can wash the dishes, I can clean, I can cook something. But who wants to do that all the time? Like, I think that's the hardest part, is getting everything that you have on that list done with a child. Like, I literally have to create a schedule for my son, wake up at a certain time, feed him and myself at a certain time, bathe him, read to him, play with him, and then in between time I have to find time for myself to take a nap, get some rest, and really regroup and meditate and pray and do yoga and all these things that I like to keep my mental health at peace. Like, people say, oh, you should sleep when he sleeps, but how do I do that when while he's sleeping I have so many things I have to do in order to have things in order? Like, it's supposed to be, okay, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do laundry for you, babe, while you watch the baby. Or you take the baby, you cook, you clean, you do this. You know, it's supposed to be like a union in doing those things, but maybe that was a like realistic, like it wasn't really realistic. It was like non-realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe in this society that's not what it's supposed to be, because people want you to be like this fucking slave. Excuse my language. They want you to be this slave, or they want you to be superwoman or something. Like, so you want me to get a job at home, work, not even take maternity leave because I'm behind on bills, and pay for a car note, pay for school, pay for food, pay for the things that I need for myself, all by myself. And then like people wonder why women want a man that wants to take financial responsibility, like, or some sort of responsibility at that would even just be a blessing, because we have such a huge responsibility as being single moms. And I really want people to sit back and like think, like, what if I were in her shoes? Like, what would I do? Like, how would I do that? And there's a lot of women that are in my shoes, and they really keep pushing themselves. And sometimes we think so negative about ourselves, and we're like, oh well, we could do better, or we can do this. But in that present moment, you're doing all that you can, love. You are strong, you are kind, you are beautiful, you are smart, and you will get through anything with prayer and with the strength of yourself. Like, just be true to yourself, and be reasonable with yourself, and be forgiving with yourself, and just be loving with yourself. Because I made so many mistakes with my child. I have. And I would, in the beginning, I would be like, oh my gosh, how could I let this happen? Like, why am I such a bad mom? Or why am I this and why am I that? I just don't want to end up like this, and I don't want to go through this, and I don't want da 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 da. And I'm like, you're pressuring yourself to be this person, and you don't even know, you've never been a mom before. So be light and be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Be understanding with yourself, because if you don't, who else will? Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Just do what you need to do to get to where you want to be, and be easy on you, because that's what you would want from someone else. You wouldn't want someone to be like, oh, you're doing such a terrible job, and I don't know how you do it. It couldn't be me. I remember this one girl, she posted, oh, it couldn't be me taking care of a kid that I laid up with somebody by myself. And I slid up on it, and I was like, well, sometimes that happens for the best of us. That happens for a reason, because sometimes we need that little push, and we need that part of that life to get through that. And it could be you, because no matter how much we think we're going to be with this person, and we want to be with this person, and this person is going to take responsibility, anything can happen at any given moment. Whatever God gives you can take right back. And especially if it's given from the devil, he gonna make sure it leaves a toll on you regardless. And I was so bothered, and I wondered why to this day. And I know why I was bothered, because I'm that single mom that wouldn't want to be in those shoes, but I enjoy being in these shoes, because I wouldn't want it any other way right now. I feel like I learned so much, and I healed so much, and I can do so much. Like, it just made me a stronger woman, and it prepared me for another journey that I'm starting. Like, I used to have so much worry, doubt, and fear that I would think my prayers were like never gonna come true. And I'm realizing every day that the more that I show gratitude and the more that I pray, it just everything starts to come. And even the things that I prayed for when I was younger, like you see my hair is like down my back. And when I was about 15, younger than that, I remember this one time where I was screaming because I ain't had no edges. I got edges now. They just there. They there. But I ain't have no edges. They was all gone. And my hair was like this long. And I used to be screaming like, why I gotta be this way? Why I look like this? Why my hair this short? I wish one day that my hair could be this long and it could get this long. And now it's that long and I'm like, shit. What I'm gonna do with all this hair? I just took it out today. And I'm looking at pieces of hair on the bed because that's another hairstyle that I would never do again in my life. I started to lock my hair up. But I am very grateful for the things that I experienced as being a single mother. And I am very glad that I do have support. And I feel like this is just a new beginning for me and my son. Yeah, my legs is starting to get out. Ooh. 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 They've been getting a little stiff because I started this workout routine. Whew. Okay, so like I was saying, I couldn't imagine being without my child. But I wouldn't imagine being in this situation, and I'm just thankful that I went through this because it helped me grow and learn so much. And my advice to all the women that are becoming single parents and thought how I thought, just be easy with yourself, go with the flow, and really take things day by day and do things that heal you, like because again, your first child or your children, they go through everything you go through. So you want to be easy with you so that they feel that it's easy on them. Because a lot of parents, they take that hurt out on their children, and it's not worth it. They still have a whole 20, 30 extra years past you. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to be mindful of what you do and what you teach your children and how you act, and just grow up. I see so many young moms that are it disgusts me because y'all be so immature. And then y'all be, I don't know. I don't even want to get into detail about that. But y'all are so much better than the things that y'all do. And y'all just don't take in. I don't know. I feel like some moms trap these men and then they're stuck with these kids, and then they're like, fuck it, I'm just going to be the same. Like, I'm not going to change. And I don't think that's what motherhood is about. I think motherhood is a chance for you to change and grow. Because you're not supposed to be the same person you were before you had a kid. And I see women, they always say, oh, I want to just go back to how I used to be. But your child was here to change you. No matter the situation, no matter if the dad is there or not. No matter if he promised to be there or not. Regardless of the fact, you still have to be that mom. You still have to be the one that's guiding that child. Like, one thing I do want to say is that I wish I did have more male role models around my son. Because I know he gets tired of looking at these women. And he gets tired of being like, oh, all these feminine girls. And I know that he will have men that will be there to help him grow. But right now, I just feel like he's just getting so much love and nurture because it's just so many women around him. I really like talking and doing this. Like, this really made me feel easier in expressing what I was really going through. I just think that y'all can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. It ain't easy, but it ain't as hard as it seems. It's all a mental thing. And to all the men that watch this, that are unaware of how women really feel when they're taking care of children by themselves, ask her, can you watch your child for a month? And you see. You'll see. It ain't gonna be as easy as you think. But shoot. Take that trip if you want to. Swallow that pill, boy, because it'll make you really rethink your whole entire life. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep with my baby because I feel myself getting tired now. Maybe I just needed to release that. So, bye, my wonderful vibes. I love you guys.